My name is Jonathan Peschke. I'm one of the co-founders of Mass Training, myself and Mr. Fred Mertens. And this here in my top left corner is Roman Peschke, and he's the behind the scenes guys. He's literally grown up in the school for the last 20 some odd years, and has listened to conversations like this his entire life, and assists us greatly with all of our stuff online and off. So any of us that you ever need help from, feel free to reach out. Mass Training is martial arts success systems, and our goal is to help you make more money. There's lots of guys out there that will help you with your training, and I'm sure our philosophy is simple. We use a real simple triangle model. At the top of the triangle is the martial art that you teach. It makes no difference to me what it is. I think they're all fantastic. And if you have a good program, students will benefit from you tremendously. So whatever you do on the floor, you do. I'm not here to change that. However, then you have this other piece of the triangle, the other corner, which is your operations and procedures. And that is really important because without a structured system from taking someone from point A to B and how they're going to ascend through your various levels of membership, and there should be various levels, well, then it's based on emotion. And that is not a good way to run any business. And then you have and it's also makes it impossible to grow and expand, whether that's in one location or opening up many locations. You got to have systems in place. There's a dynamite book, and I can't recall the title now. Oh, the E-Myth. I don't know if you guys have ever read that. Michael Gerber dynamite book, and it's talking about how you have to have systems in place to grow anything. But anyway, the third point of the triangle, that third part of the triangle, is marketing and sales. And that's where most of us struggle the most. I was on a call this morning where, they've got one program. That's it. Why? Because, well, if I just give them everything, maybe they'll like it enough to stay longer. And here we are 25 years later, and they're still struggling. It doesn't work that way. Or the guys that go, well, I'm just going to get a bigger place, or I'm just going to offer more classes, or let me just do more curriculum. All of those are variations of the mindset of build it and they will come. And the hard truth is it doesn't work. That doesn't work. It worked good in a movie. That was it. The build it and they will come philosophy doesn't work. What we have to do is we have to build a tribe of dedicated, committed, loyal followers. And from there, we can help them achieve their goals, which will then in turn help us achieve our goals. Okay. So right now, this month, we've had a lot of clients that have just starting. Some of them are starting off as a club model that have generated north of $10,000. And a club model, you'll hear us use terms like club and brick and mortar. Club model means you're subletting a space. You're teaching out of a yoga studio, a dance studio, a community center, a church maybe, somewhere where there's no build out involved, there's no signage, and there's certainly not a lease that has been signed for the next 3 to 5 years. That's a club model. Then you have a brick and mortar, which is what the bulk of people do, where they go and they rent a space, usually 3 to 5 years. They're doing a build out, they're buying mats, they're buying signage, and you're committed. You have signed on the line that is dotted. And you are now responsible for running a business that provides martial arts lessons. I guess that's a big twist on this. When you realize that my job is to market and sell memberships, and you get good at it, well, then you can do what you love forever. You can do what you love forever. So our goal today is to make sure that we understand. The last couple of weeks, we've been working on selling the 7-step enrollment process, how to take a person from, hey, it's nice to meet you, to welcome to the academy. You're now our newest official member. And we do that in one day, first lesson. But today we're going to take a step further upstream and talk about the phone call. So there's 6 core things that have to happen on this phone call. And we get phone calls a lot of ways. We get phone calls through face-to-face, offline marketing. We do booths, activities, events. We get referrals from existing memberships. And then if you're using our online Facebook machine, You're generating leads from Facebook and Instagram as well. The conversation may start slightly differently with each form, but it quickly funnels into the same conversation. Okay. In that conversation, I've got to do these 6. If we really were to break it down into the ultimate skeleton, there's 6 things that we have to do. So here we go. Number 1, write this down. Who are they and what do they want? That's step 1. Who are you? What do you want? Now, obviously, I'm not going to be that abrupt with it, but it's a fun way to say it. Step 2, schedule the lesson. And there's tactics for all of this. Like, it's been proven in sales. You do this or that, here or there, Monday or Tuesday, 4 o'clock or 6:30. You never say, when do you want to come in? Because it opens up the whole plethora of things to consider in their mind, and you will never get them to come in. All right. So number 1, who are they? What do they want? Number 2, schedule a lesson. Number 3 is collect the money. Master Seafood Cup, good to see you, sir.
Hello, sir. Sorry I'm late.
All right, glad you're here. So we're going through the skeletonized version of a phone training, of a phone call. Pardon me. And there's a whole 30 page document on phone sales. Then there's an abbreviated version that you can use live. But this is the core GPS of it. Pardon me. Number 1, who are you? What do you want? Number 2, schedule a lesson. Number 3, collect the money. Well, what if they want to pay when they come in? They don't get to come in then. Well, what if I do it for free? They're not going to show up. You've already devalued your program to the point where it doesn't cost anything, which literally means it is worth less. Say it faster, it's just worthless. Number next. What are we on? 4? No, we did 4. Is that 4?
Recording in progress.
All right, so from the top, who's taking good notes here? Number 1 is?
Who are they and what do they want?
You got it. That's right. Number 2?
Schedule an appointment.
2 choices, always. Number 3?
Get the money.
Yes.
I like that.
Seafood. Collect the money, honey. Number 4. Here's number 4.
Thank you.
Get them in your Facebook group.
Ah.
Well, I don't have a Facebook group. That's easy to fix. We'll show you how. That's easy. What if they don't have Facebook? They do. What if they say they don't have Facebook? They lie. There's 3.2 billion people on Facebook, guys. All your future clients are on Facebook or Instagram, and they're connected, so it's the same. All right, and then number 6 is, oh, no, sorry, number 5, thank you. Number 5 is let the parent know, well, how can we, parental involvement. And what that means is we're going to let the parent know that they too will be doing the lesson. And then number 6 is pre-frame. Number 6 is pre-framing the sale. And it's so easy, guys. But you got to let people know what they have to look forward to. If I don't tell you what to look forward to, you get hit with an unmet expectation. And that is the demise of every relationship. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, student, client. There's a difference. The student, in many cases, is the kid. The client is the mommy. Our goal is to make the client a student also. But no kid's going to hand you a credit card. Sorry. So the person I got to connect with is the client, and that's the mom. So I need to pre-frame the mom with what she has to look forward to. Number 1, I'm going to let her know that she will be participating in the lesson, going back to number 5. When we first started doing this some 12 years ago, we told the parents when they got there, we're going to have them get on the mat. And we got hit with a lot of resistance. Oh, no, 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 I'm not doing that. And we realized it's because we didn't prepare them. Now, the truth is, because we didn't prepare them, what was really going on? Well, in my imagination, women are pretty particular about their feet most of the time. And they probably just don't know what those feet look like. So they're taking those shoes off. They might have claws up. There could be some claws up in there, or maybe their toenails are not polished, or maybe they're wearing that I can't remember. Do these socks have holes in them? I'm not about to show my feet. That would be embarrassing. Or maybe they're wearing a skirt and they shouldn't have been. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong because I didn't prepare them. So we thought, well, how do we get ahead of this? Let's tell them on the phone that when they come in, hey, make sure you wear something loose enough to move around in, whatever you're comfortable in. But for the very first lesson, we have the whole family go through the process together so you can see exactly what we teach and how we teach to help Timmy with whatever you already talked about, building his confidence, building his focus, building his discipline. And don't worry, it's not going to be anything crazy. You're going to have a lot of fun. Okay? That's the magic word, because now I get compliance. You got to get compliance. On every one of these steps, you have to get compliance. Maybe write that down in bold. Compliance. See, they think, if you think about all the activities a parent has put their kid in, it's like, I'm the parent. I'm going to pay this guy or gal some money to entertain my child. That's where it starts. And I'm okay with that because I know how to have the right conversation to help them realize, oh, maybe it's a little different than I thought it was. And by the time they come into the academy, they're going to realize, oh, this is a lot different than I thought I was. And by the time they leave on their first visit, then they'll be a student. They're going to realize this is the person who's going to influence my life. We have to be masterful at taking them through that transition. See, back in the day when I first enrolled, you went through the yellow pages. And you found the ads. I mean, I clearly remember this. A buddy of mine and I, we were like 19, 20 years old. We went through the phone book. We picked out a whole bunch of places, and we went and visited all of them. And we're gonna find the best one, and we did. And here I am because of that. But that's not how it works today. We had already decided we were going to do martial arts. Most of the people you talk to haven't even considered doing martial arts. Why? Because if you rely on the people that have already decided, that's when you hear guys go, well, I signed up 100%. Well, that tells me you signed up 2 people. Big deal. Those are the people that had decided to be martial artists. You could have had a monkey sitting on the counter with a sign that says, leave your check here, and it would have worked. But we can't run a business on that. All right. If you're not generating, for small end academies, if you're not generating at least 20 grand, you're broke. For you guys that have real full operations, if you're not generating 30, 40 grand a month, you're broke. Some of you guys like Master Fontanez here, he's in Manhattan. He's got to generate real money. That place is not cheap. So, you got to realize, is the gross volume important? Yeah, but it's really the net that matters most. If you made 50 grand, you kept 3, who cares? So that's another topic. To get back on track, we've got to help people realize we've got to take them through these transitions, right? We have to get masterful at taking them through the transition of they're hiring someone to entertain their kid to, oh, maybe this is more than I thought it was, to holy cow, I can't believe we stumbled into this. This is going to be life-changing. And that's on us to do because they're not coming in looking for someone to impact their life most of the time because we're doing things like online marketing. And online marketing is great, but it is not precise. You're not casting a fishing line. You're dropping in a cargo net and you're scooping up all kinds of stuff. And you got to sort through it. You got to find out who has the potential to maybe become a lifetime martial artist. And I've got to take them through the steps to help them get there for the simple reason that they hadn't decided that before they opted in. They saw something that caught their eye, caught their attention as they're scrolling through their phone. They clicked a button, maybe a couple more to finish opting in, and then they went on with their day. It's a different animal. So we've got to, again, I'm going to say it one more time. We have to get masterful at having the right conversations with people to change their mind or their mindset about what it is they're embarking on. Because if we don't build value in our conversations, it's just kicking and punching. And that means it's just an activity. And here's the painful part. Activities are cheap. You guys with me? All right. So if we go back to the top, all right. So we were just on how do we get the parent to comply? We've got, just like in every relationship, there cannot be unmet expectation. I've got to let them know what they have to look forward to and how to participate. And then I've got to get that magic word, compliance. This phone call is our first level of vetting a potential new client. Is this someone I want to work with? What am I looking for? I'm looking for compliance. I'm looking at response indicators. If I ask you to do something and you're giving me pushback, a red flag goes up. Do I want to work with this? Do I want to commit to a 3-year relationship with this person? I better look a little closer. If they don't comply at all, good riddance. Okay. Everyone I'm sure on this call has had someone that they enrolled that they regretted. True or false? I mean, I have. Here's the good news. We don't have anybody in the academy right now, and we've got 4. Nobody in the academies is someone that we regret enrolling. I remember back in the day seeing a young girl named Elise. She was a handful, but her mother, that's where it came from. And every day they pulled up, I thought, oh God, here they are. Man, I wish these guys weren't even going to be here today. I don't have that experience ever anymore, ever, because we enroll them better where they realize how this respectful relationship is going to work. And they either buy into it or they don't buy at all. And I'm happy either way, because again, we've got it set up where we have leads coming in every day and we can simply sort through them to find out who's going to be a good fit and who's not. And if you're not going to be a good fit, goodbye. That's okay. I don't need to sign up everybody. I want to build a tribe of people that are all marching in the same direction to one day earn the prestigious rank of black belt. And they all know why they're there, and they're all buying into the why they're there and the process of it, which makes my job fun. You know, one of the things Mr. Mertens and I use, we use an acronym called ELF, E-L-F. You want to alphatize your business. And that simply means to make it easy, lucrative, and fun. And we teach karate, guys. You get to run around in your pajamas all day, counting to 10, torturing people. They say, thank you, sir. And then they pay you for it. Come on. It's the best job ever. But you got to fulfill your promises. You got to do what you're going to say. And again, say it again, most importantly, you've got to get good at having the right conversations so that they're able to see through your lens and see your vision for their future. Because if you allow them to judge it as an activity, good luck. So that pre-frame at the end, that's a vital point. Step number 6. Let's run through them again. Well, no, let's finish. Step number 6.
Pre-frame.
I've got to pre-frame the sale. And it's real simple. Here's a real short version. You know, Mrs. Smith, before we go, I just got to tell you, most of our families, they know after their very first visit if this is a good fit or not. And if it is, well, we'll even review the membership with you and just help you save money for getting started right away. Okay? And she goes, oh, okay. Perfect. Well, I will see you Thursday at 6:30. This is going to be fun. All the best. Bye for now. Click. That simple little piece of dialogue it kicks open the door for you to be able, because here's how that came to be. Too many times someone they didn't enroll or they couldn't enroll, and then they put it back on you, on me. Well, I didn't know we were going to talk about membership. Nobody told me you were going to ask me for money. I thought we were doing our 2 weeks. That's on us. That means we didn't have the right conversation to help them realize what was really going to happen here. I want them to realize that this 2-week trial is for you to come dip your toe in the water and find out if you want to be in it or not. And if you do, welcome aboard. And if you don't, that's okay. Either way, we're moving forward. So by just inserting that last piece of dialogue, notice I didn't put any pressure on them. It's not like, hey, when you come in, we're going to try to sign you up. In fact, I even went out of my way to remove the pressure by saying, if it's a good fit or not. In other words, there is no pressure. You get to decide. Now, why do I frame it that way? Because I need to help them feel at ease. I don't want them to come in with their guard up. I want them to come in going, okay, well, let's go check it out. Why are they in the VIP group? So they can check it out before they even get there. So when they show up, they're more at ease. They're more open. We use the Facebook group to show them love. Like if I had an appointment to set right now, we'd say, okay, now the next thing is we have a private group on Facebook I would love to give you access to. You should be writing this down. That's the magic line right there. We have a private group on Facebook, and I would love to give you access to it so you can get kind of a sneak peek, kind of look behind the curtain before you even come in. Go ahead and open up Facebook, and I'll help you find it right now. Now, the original dialogue, if we really go back, hey, we have a private group on Facebook. No. Originally, it was something that's just ridiculous where, hey, I want to put you in our Facebook group. Talk about resistance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I guess maybe just gentlemen, why would we got immediate pushback. Why? Why would they say no to that? I want to put you in my Facebook group. Why would you resist? Anyone? Well, let me share then. Because they don't know what the heck you're talking about. First of all, you're going to put me in a Facebook group. What's it for? What's it about? Oh, why do I want that? What's in it for me? And then they say silly things like, well, I'm not on Facebook. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Maybe you're not on there every day, but I rest assured everyone on this call has got a Facebook account, with the exception maybe of Jeff. He looks pretty young. But he's on Instagram. All right. And they're all connected. So my point is, you got to give them the reason why so that they will want to comply with you. Hey, we've got a private group, in other words, not out there, on Facebook that I would love to give you access to. In other words, I'm letting you, not forcing you. And this way, you can see what's going, you'll be able to get a sneak peek of what you have to look forward to. Now, think about that for a minute. Everyone wants to know the secrets. Everyone wants to get the preview because they're nervous about coming into a karate school in the first place. You mean I can see it before I even get there? Oh yeah, please. I want to know the secrets. You'll have 99% of the people comply with you straight away. Mrs. Smith, we have a private group on Facebook that I would love to give you access to. This way you can kind of look around and get a sneak peek before you even come in. Go ahead and open up your Facebook. I'll help you find it right now. And then you just shut up and wait. Oh, okay. All right, search for whatever you named it. Let me know when you see it. Wonderful. Hit that blue join button so I can accept it on our end. All set. You guys with me? The next thing is I want to make sure you wear something loose enough to move around in, because on the first day, we go through everything together. It's going to be fun. This way you get to see exactly what Timmy's going to be learning and even how we're going to help him build that confidence we were just talking about. And you'll get to see how we teach. And don't worry, we're not going to do anything crazy. It's going to be real simple. And truth is, you're going to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So wear something loose enough you can move around in. Okay. Now, once in a blue, 9 times out of 10, you get, okay. Sometimes you get, ooh, you mean I can do it too? Oh, you love those. That's family enrollment in the bag. But sometimes you get, oh, no, it's just for me. I mean, it's just for him. Or you get, at which point you say, well, don't worry. This is just for the first lesson, for the tour and the orientation, so you can see what we do. It'll be fine. You'll love it. So I just need to make sure you're going to wear something loose enough to move around, okay? Just loop it, ask them again, and then they go, oh, okay. But we've had one-offs, and you'll get a one-off every once in a while, like, well, right now I'm on crutches. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm pregnant. I just had a baby. I got a bad back. I got a bad knee. Oh, don't worry. The important thing is that you're just on the floor to support your kid. So we can modify anything. Just make sure you wear something loose enough to move around, okay? Okay. I mean, I don't care. We actually enrolled this one lady. She's a Russian woman. She had a baby that was like 8 months old. I said, don't worry. She came in and she goes, oh, I can't do it after all because I had to bring my baby. I said, well, grab your baby. Get over here. And she goes, what? I said, yeah, pick up your baby. It's fine. Hold him one on. Heck, I'll hold him if you want. She goes, no, I got it. I got it. She got out there with her baby. We ended up enrolling the whole family. And get this, she brought her baby to class and held the baby during class. She's out there doing one-arm jumping jacks, holding the baby, and then she'd switch arms when I got tired. She took the whole freaking class holding her child. Do I care? No. Do I want her on the floor or on the bench? I want her on the floor. Right? And everything. We had another dad that came in. He was actually in a wheelchair. He goes, well, I can't come in out there. I'm on the wheelchair. I said, that's okay. Here, I can help you. Stuck him on a dot, wheelchair and all. He was out there doing some moves with his hands. Now, he didn't enroll, but he participated. And because he participated, he saw the value we want him to see, and he enrolled his son. We've had people in crutches. That's okay. Just come over here and stand. Just stand behind your child. You're not allowed, guys, you got to embrace this. You are not allowed to sit on the sidelines and judge. That is the kiss of death. Because 9 times out of 10, when they bring you their child to you, they've already done other stuff. They've tried baseball, they've tried soccer, they've tried something, and they weren't very good at it. Or they didn't want to do it after a couple of weeks, or whatever excuse, you're not typically the first thing they're doing. Sometimes you are, but more often than not, they've already done something. The kid wasn't very good or wasn't very athletic or couldn't stay focused or didn't want to do it after a week or two. And now they're looking for something else. So if I let the mother sit over here and judge, she's sitting there watching. She's watching her kid potentially thinking things like, oh, geez, look at that. It's supposed to be the right hand or not the left hand. Oh. And she's having flashbacks to whatever he failed at last time. Mm-hmm. Or she's judging you. Oh, this guy seems this or that, or I don't know if I like this or that. She's judging. And if you're throwing a kid into a class, well, then you can forget it. Now there's even worse problems because you can't control the experience. You can't make it about that kid. You're teaching a whole class. And then she's judging the other kids, and she's judging her kid against the other kids, and your ability to control 20 or 30 kids at a time. And it just goes, you have no control over anything. So I want to control everything in your first experience to ensure that you get the outcome that we're looking for, the outcome that you need to see to make a commitment to your child's future. And that's by enrolling. So kid stands here, mom stands here, everyone face me. We'll begin our first lesson together today. And I'm teaching the mother about what I'm doing with the kid. I'm not down here on one knee going high five. Yeah, good job, Timmy. Doesn't mean I'm not going to say good job, Timmy, and maybe even give him a high five, but I'm not going to get down on my knees. There's a big thing in martial arts, get down there on the kids level. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but it's dumb. When's the last time a kid enrolled? Never. Parents enroll children. So how about we connect with the parents? Big difference. Now, the kid's going to have fun. That's easy. That's easy. But it's a parent I have to connect with. So if the mom wants confidence, snap to attention, stand up tall, say yes, sir. Say it again louder. Oh, good job, Timmy. I'll give him a high five for that. Now I'm looking at mom, though. Say, Mom, look at that confidence. That's what we start. That's what martial arts does for children. Okay, here's what we're going to do next. See, it's the mom I got to connect with because the mother is the client. She decides if she's going to invest $2,000 or $3,000 over the next 12 months to help her child grow and develop into the child she hopes he becomes. So we were at the back end of this, which wasn't my original plan, but here we are. I was going to start at the top. We started at the bottom. We've got to make sure and let them know what to expect next if we want them to comply. So step 6 was pre-frame the sale. Mrs. Smith, I got to tell you, most of our families, they know after the very first visit if it's a good fit or not. And if it is, well, we'll even review the memberships and help you save money by just getting started right away. Okay? Oh, okay. Perfect. I'll see you Thursday at 6. I appreciate your time. Have a great night. Click. That's how the phone call needs to end. I want her to, in my imagination, here's what's happening. I know it may not be true, but in my mind it is. She's going, ooh, I hope it works out where we can save some money by enrolling when we go on Thursday. That's what I'm trying to tee up. I want her looking forward to the opportunity to enrolling in a membership and saving money. But if I don't talk about that, how could she? She can't. She's going to come in with who knows what in her head because I didn't plant it. You know, it's like saying, it's like a farmer going, boy, I didn't plant any seeds this year, but I sure hope we get some good crops. What's going to grow? I don't know. We didn't plant anything. Okay. That doesn't work out too well. Or you plant a bunch of corn hoping for tomatoes. I mean, how dumb is that? But we tend to run our business that way. Yeah, but they'll know from my classes that I teach are so good, they'll want more. Well, let's shatter that belief. Raise your hand high if anyone's ever taught a class that was so good, you had a parent or a student come up after you afterwards, and they said, you know, Master Garland, that class was so good, I know I got to pay you more. Has that ever happened for anybody? I mean, I wish, because I think I'm really good. I know I'm really good, but doesn't happen for me either. We don't, no one's, they're gonna say, oh, that was a good class, maybe. They're not going to offer to pay you more money. Why? Because we're not asking. But if you can explain a program that helps them get even more than what they're currently getting, and then invite them to participate in it, guess what? Money can change hands. And it comes, what's the difference? Different conversation. That's all. Got to get better at having the right conversations. Because again, whatever you teach, I assume you're really good at that. Otherwise, why would you even be here? Why would you be an instructor? Let's fix the business. We're not in the business of teaching martial arts. We are in the business of marketing and selling memberships. And because we're good at it, we get to teach martial arts. It's just a different mindset. The guys that don't get good at it, they struggle forever. Forever. I mean, we're in an industry where I know dozens of guys that are amazing martial artists and have been teaching for 20, 30 years, 40 years, some of them. And they're still in the same boat as the first year they started. Heck, some of them are still making the same amount of money as when they first started. Nothing's improved. In any other industry, that would be a failing business. But you know, we're the martial artists. I'll tell you what's great about martial artists. We're eternally optimistic. It's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. Just got to hang in there a little bit longer. Of course, I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing because, you know, I know that's the best way to do it. Imagine taking that business plan to an investor. Imagine going on Shark Tank with something like that. Like, man, get out of here. But, and that's one of the things that, you know, Mr. Mertens and I did some decade ago is we just sat down and thought, what if we just try to reshape the business component of what we do? What if we just break this model that was never meant to be a business, but it has become that? And why don't we reshape it to where you have an opportunity to actually make money doing what you love? Not only make money, but maybe provide career opportunities for your juniors or have something that can carry on even if you choose not to be a part of it anymore. You know, I don't want a job, I want a business. And here's the difference. Can you leave? Pretty simple question. If you can't leave, you don't have a business, you just own a job. But if you can leave and come back and it's doing as good or better than when you left, you actually own a business. It means you have systems in place and procedures in place, and you have people that are well trained to do the job, whether you're there or not. You're no longer vital for the day-to-day operation. And then you can choose your level of involvement. Make sense? All right, so let's go back. Let's review the list again, because every piece on here is really important. And this is, like I said, there's a 30-page manual on this, but this is it in the skeleton with no meat on the bones. The skeleton is, who are you? What do you want? That incorporates a lot. Let me tell you what that incorporates. That incorporates instant engagement, rapid rapport, deep discovery. And then we have schedule a lesson. which incorporates the trial transition, the first lesson, and a family add-on. 50% of our appointments set, we add on another family member. So for example, if I book 20 appointments, on average, we will sell 30 trials. The number next is collecting the money, the trial tuition. Number next is parent participation. Then we have joining the Facebook group. And then the pre-frame, which is to congratulate and commend the pre-frame pre-frame for the sale. So that's the, 11 steps that we've cut in half to make it easier to remember. See, these phone dialogues, these conversations, it's kind of like having a roadmap or a GPS, not that different than the 7-step enrollment process. You'll find that the systems all work the same, which is why once you realize the rhythm, you realize it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Whether I'm doing a phone dialogue, an enrollment dialogue, an upgrade dialogue, another level of upgrade dialogue, it just keeps looping back around. It works again and again and again. When they call, we got to go through these 6 steps. I know what they are. So if you throw me a curveball, no problem. It's like missing your off ramp on the freeway. The car just reroutes you to get back on the next one. And that's how the phone dialogue works. If we're having a conversation and you throw me a curveball, well, okay, let's address that and loop back onto the highway again. We're going to go to the destination. But if I don't know where I'm going, good luck. Who knows where we're going to end up. So who are they and what do they want? Means I've got to connect with them, find out what they're looking for. I'm going to amplify it. I'm going to tell them how they're going to get it. We're going to schedule a lesson. I'm going to use a simple strategy that's worked forever in any type of sales, and that's 2 choices, this or that, now or then. Try to come in Tuesday or Thursday, which is best? Perfect. I have an opening at 4:30 or 7. Which would you prefer? All right, we've got you down. Now, I'm curious, now that we have Timmy scheduled for his first lesson on Thursday, who do we need to add to the trial? Like a little brother, an older sister, maybe dad. Heck, mom, what about you? Who should we add to this trial? You'd be amazed how many additional students we get from inserting that little tiny piece of dialogue. Ooh, well, you know what? Maybe his sister would like to do it also. Yeah, let's go ahead and do her also. Or my favorite, ooh, you mean I can do it too? Oh, yes, ma'am. That's our specialty. Families training together changes the conversation at the dinner table. You're going to love it. You can literally enroll half as many people into your trial by having that one little piece of dialogue. But here's the real kicker. It makes enrolling the whole family 1,000 times easier. They're already halfway in as a family. Oh, you mean I can do it too? Yes. Or yeah, he's got a little brother, older sister. Oh, yeah. Let's do that too. I actually had a girl come to visit. Roman, you remember Callie Senna, Miss Senna? She made it all the way to 4th degree black belt before she married, moved away, and started having babies somewhere else. But she was in town. She came to visit. And she started when she was 7 years old. And she started as a result of a variation of that tactic where dad brought in the brother to do taekwondo and he was going to take the sister to go do gymnastics, but I was first on the list. And so here they came. Well, even back then I knew I got to get everyone involved if I can. So I was like, well, heck, she might enjoy this too. Get over here. And I taught the lesson for both the kids. And then a few minutes later, she goes, Dad, I want to do gymnastics. I want to do this. Now, is that because martial arts is better than gymnastics? Well, yeah, it is, but they don't know that. It's because I was able to connect with the family about doing this and getting rapport. And so she ended up not doing gymnastics and instead became a 4th degree black belt. She trained me for like 12 years, maybe more than that. Anyway, but why? Because we invited them to get involved. We have to get good at inviting people to get involved. And this phone dialogue is the shortcut. So yeah, again, if we set 20 appointments, we will typically sell 30 trial memberships. What does that do? It helps offset the cost of advertising. That's nice. Whoever's doing the phone calls can earn a bigger commission. That's nice. Most importantly, If a mom brings in her 2 children to do martial arts, they will enroll on a family membership, which costs twice as much, which means you collect twice as much money. Not by working twice as hard, but by being better at delivering the service that we provide. And if that second person is the parent, even better. But even if it is the kid, that makes it easy to get the parent too, because now the parent can train for free. Get over here, mom. She's going to be in the lesson anyway. How well can I connect with her about her kids? People think, well, I got to sign the adults up because they want to be badasses, tough guys, get in really good shape, all this stuff. And sometimes you're right. But more often than not, that doesn't work, unfortunately. But if we make it about better supporting their children, ooh, that's a whole different deal. That's a whole different deal. Every parent wants to be more supportive for their kids. Now, earlier I mentioned we have some clubs that have done 10, they're regularly doing 10 grand a month in a 2-day-a-week operation, 2-day-a-week operation. And I think last month our top client did just over $100,000 single location, real dough. And everyone else was somewhere in between. And that's fantastic for everybody. I mean, the great news is you can generate real income teaching martial arts, provided you get good at communicating with people, having the right conversations to motivate and inspire them to an outcome versus what they get to do. Too often we talk about what they get to do instead of making it about what they get to become. We got to think further ahead to get them to commit to a bigger outcome. And then we have to get really good at presenting memberships where they see value in it. And they not only say yes, but then say thank you. Rudy said, what if they have a newborn? I think I addressed that. Rich said, number 2, one more time. Number 2 is schedule a lesson. So number 1, who are they? What do they want? Number 2, schedule the lesson. Number 3, collect the money. Number 4, get them in Facebook. Number 5, make sure the parent's going to participate. And then number 6, pre-frame the enrollment. What if they only want to know the price on the phone? Rudy asked. That is a great question. First time they ask it, let's write this down. Price, question mark. Number 1, ignore it. Number 2, address it. And then number 3, go ahead and tell them the price. Now, some people go, well, why not just tell them the price and get it over with? Well, because most of the time people ask price because they don't know a better question to ask. Again, it comes down to communication. Think about if you put yourself in the parent's shoes. I'm going to call this karate guy. I'm going to ask him about how to get started. But I think in their mind's eye, nobody wants to sound dumb. So what makes sense to ask? Well, schedule, price, what do you get to do? All makes sense. But the problem is, if we just talk about price compared to what? The truth is there's nothing out there that compares to what we do. Unless, of course, you want to just be an activity, then you better be cheap. So I don't want to make it about price. I'm not trying to make it more affordable. I'm trying to make it more valuable. So if someone calls and says, yeah, I was wondering how much you guys charge for lessons. I said, hey, perfect. My name's Jonathan. You are? Oh, my name's Rich. Rich, nice to meet you. Were you interested in lessons for yourself or someone else? Well, it's for my kid. Well, fantastic. How old is your kid? What's his name? Now we're into the flow of the dialogue. Price rarely ever comes up again because the only reason why they asked about price is because they had to ask something, and logically that makes sense. But the truth is they don't know where this conversation is going. They're looking for information. I have to realize my job is to be an information getter, not an information giver. This is how you change the way they think about what it is you have to offer. So again, if he says, well, yeah, I was calling to find out how much are lessons. I'm glad you asked. Are we looking for lessons for yourself or maybe someone else? Oh, for my kid. Perfect. By the way, my name's Jonathan Peschke. And you are? Oh, my name's Sally Smith. Sally, it is a pleasure to meet you. Now, you said you're interested in lessons for your kid. Tell me about them. How old are they? Oh, they're 8. And their name? Her name's Susie. Wonderful. Has Susie ever done martial arts before? I mean, I'm just gonna, we're not talking about price. Now, if she were to bring it back up, well, yeah, we got it booked. Well, before we schedule a lesson, I just need to know how much it's going to cost. Well, I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, we'll be going over the different programs and tuition options once we've had a chance to work with Sally and evaluate which is be best. So we'll go over all of that after your first lesson. Don't worry. So, did you want to come in on Tuesday or Wednesday? What's better for you? Back to what I want. So I'll address what you said, help you realize now is not the time, but we will get to it. Don't worry. But in the meantime, let's get back to what I want. Does that make sense? So yeah, but I'm curious how much it will be after that. But don't worry, we'll go over all the details and programs after we do your first lesson. We use that 2-week trial as an evaluation to see what would be best for your child. And we'll go over everything after the first lesson. But in the meantime, see, you can't put a period there. If you end it with a period, they will ask you more questions because you're inviting them to. You're pretty much forcing them to. Instead, what you have to do is end it with a question of your own. So address the question, ask a question of your own. How much is it? Hey, don't worry. We'll go over all that after you do your first lesson. In the meantime, let's schedule that lesson. Did you want to come in on Tuesday or Thursday? Which is best? So I'm going to let you know it's coming. Not hiding nothing. But first, we got to do this. In other words, look, lady, I'm in charge, not you. And it goes back to that is an indication that they think the relationship is like this. How much is it? You better tell me. Oh, okay. No. How much is it? We're going to get to that. First, let's do this. Oh, okay. Because remember, we got to get to this in order to make an impactful relationship and make any money. So, third time. Ooh, third time. Who wants to give me a price? How much you charge? Robert Jones, what's your current monthly tuition?
$225.
I like that. All right. You made my day, sir. I was expecting, I wasn't expecting anything. I was afraid you were going to say like, oh, 149. Beautiful. 225. Okay. Now, do you offer a discount if they prepay the tuition?
When we do depending on what type of month and how many paid in fulls we have, we offer a like 15% if they pay in full for a year, if we haven't got too many of those.
Okay, well, here we go. 225 times 12 is $2,700. 20, what'd you say? 15% discount would be, whoops, there we go. 15 would save them $405.
Yeah.
So if we take our, 405 divided by 12, $33.75 a month. So plus the 225. So your most affordable option would be $191.25 a month because that means they prepaid the year. And then we divide that by 12 months. And that comes out to, that didn't work out at all. Let's see, 225 minus 33.75. Why is this not working? 225 minus, I'll just say $34. 191 divided by 4, 47.75. There we go. Whew, that took a long way to get there. All right. So, well, I'm not coming in there unless you tell me how much it is. Red flag. This is probably not going to be a good fit for our academy because she's more concerned about price than value already. She's given me poor response indicators. This is the third time she's already asked about this. She's being rude at this point because I am asking questions. And instead of answering my question, she's coming back to this again. All right, enough already. Well, Mrs. Jones, I got to tell you, our most affordable option is about $47, runs about $47 a week. Is that something that would fit into your budget? Oh, that's too much. Okay. Well, I tell you, when you're ready, please give us a call back because I would love to meet your family. But in the meantime, hey, I wish you nothing but the best. And again, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Click. Move on. I don't want those people in the school. Now, it doesn't mean if someone asks me about money, it doesn't mean I don't want it in school because I know they just don't know what else to ask. So let me just ignore it and get them on track to the flow of this dialogue, this conversation. If they ask again, maybe money is a concern. So let me put them at ease and let them know that we're going to go over everything when they come in on their very first visit. So don't worry, we got you. But if they come back a third time with money, now, okay, now we got an issue we got to address. Well, let me just put you at ease. Our most affordable option runs about 47 bucks a month. Is that something that would fit in your budget for your family? Well, yeah, we could do that. Perfect. So, did you want to come in on Tuesday or Thursday? Which is best? If they say, well, no, that's too much money. Okay, I can't fix that. Because we're marketing online, you will get some rubber tires. Remember, we talked about you throwing a cargo net over the side of the boat and dragging. You're going to get a lot of tuna and you're going to get some turtles. Throw the turtles back. Say, hey, Mrs. Smith, you know what? Okay, well, no worries. Hey, I appreciate your calling and reaching out. We do our best to help families, but if now's not the right time, it's okay. You know, keep the number and give us a call back whenever you're ready. We'd love to help. In the meantime, appreciate your time. Have a great day. Be gracious and let them go. I'm not going to go, well, wait a minute, though. Maybe I could do a special backroom deal. That will burn down your business. One of the things that we are huge advocates of, simple, guys. Do something most people in our line of work don't do, and that's just treat everyone the same. Care for all of your students equally. Do everything you can to help people, but decide in advance how you will do that. Does that make sense, guys? Because now if you charge this person this and this person this, you don't think they're going to talk? Every parent in the lobby talks. Well, I heard this, I heard that. Your trust factor drops down hard. And you'll never get to where you want to go. Treat everyone the same. Now, does that mean everyone's making the exact same tuition payment? No. Some people might be. We're a big fan of, 1-year membership is typically paid in 6 installments. But some families might need 12. That's okay. Doesn't affect the price. It just might be a different term. Master Jones, quick way to add one. Do you charge the 20? Yes, sir. We do. Yes. Oh, yeah, I think his little sister might want to do it too. Perfect. So as you know, the 2-week trial is 20 bucks. Did you want to do credit or debit? Which is best?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that direct. So in fact, maybe we should do this again next week on this call since we didn't get the first ones. The first one, laying that groundwork, is really important. The who are you and what do you want? You do that just a little bit different, your results improve astronomically too. That doesn't mean every person that calls is going to sign up. What it does mean, guys, is that every person you sell the trial to is going to be properly prepared to enroll on their first visit. And if done correctly, you will collect a down payment and first and last on most. On most. For us, that comes out to be like $600. So for every new enrollment, well, our average is actually higher than that. Roman, what was the average we figured out? Do you remember? And the reason why the average, while he's looking at that, the reason why the average is so much higher is because 2 out of 10 will prepay for the year. They will prepay for the year. 6 out of 10, at least 5, will do first and last. And then 2, occasionally 3 out of 10, though I might have to fall back to 12 equal installments, and we'll just collect the first and the down.
Okay. Average day one cash collected is $1,016.30.
There you go. Does that mean every new client pays us $1,000? No, that's the average. What that means, you can do the math. Based on $249 a month and an initial investment that we are actually collecting of $95, that means if you do the math, 2 out of 10 prepay the year. I think we figured it out at only 5 out of 10 do first and last, and 3 out of 10 do first only. Every 10 new clients generates on average $1,000 for each new sale. It's real money. Where the average karate guy is buying memberships. Like, hey, if you sign up today, I'll give you a uniform and a kicking paddle and a birthday party and some training equipment for at home and some sparring gear for in class. And heck, I'll even throw in a hula hoop. Just sign up, please. And oh yeah, you don't have to make your first payment for a month. You realize you're losing money. You are because, and here's the sad truth, a third, sometimes half of those people that you do that with will never make their first payment. That's the painful part. I think, Master Gartland, were you doing something like that in the beginning? We can't hear you. I'm sorry. Oh.
There we go. Yes, sir.
You were. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
And that's
sir.
common. There's actually a lot of guys out there that are promoting that. We'll do a big value stack. That way you sign up everybody. The only problem is you're buying members that never make a payment. We got a client down in Murrieta, Michael Robles, Master Robles. He's got a school down in Murrieta. He's got about 300 active. They almost hit $1 million last year. They were shy by like $3,000. They were just shy of $1 million in a single location for the year. When they started, they were already doing really well. They were averaging high 40s. Now they're averaging mid 80s. So people think, well, does this only work for low schools? No, it works for any. The two clients that are easiest to help are those that are desperate for change. This ain't working. I gotta make it work. And the guys that are inspired to make a difference. Like, hey, I'm doing well, but I want to get to the next level now so that I can give additional career opportunities for others. The guys that are doing okay, they're comfortable, life is okay. They're hard to, they typically don't want to embrace it. They don't want to do anything different or new. They just want to do what they've always been doing. So what's the point? All right, we'll just keep doing what you're doing. That's fine. But yeah, these guys were doing high 40s. They're started doing stuff like this. And the reason why I brought them up is because in the beginning they were buying memberships too. So even though they were doing quite well, they were buying memberships. And they will tell you now, one of the first things they embraced were compressing the class schedule and changing the way they started people off, because it's not just the front money guys. Not only did their front end money improve drastically, but what really improved was the upgrades. And we haven't even got to that. The upgrades is what that's what blew things up, because how they start is how they stay. And when you make it easy for them to start, you make it easy for them to quit. Think about that. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to hold anyone against their will. We're not going to take them to court. We're not going to do any of that. But we're going to get real good at presenting value and asking for larger amounts of money so that people see the value and commit to it, versus treating it, again, I'm going to say one more time, I don't want them to view it as an activity. Activities are cheap. And yes, Master Cup, Seafood Cup, making sure the mom and dad can both make the buy. Yeah, that's part of the first lesson, which we haven't got to. So yeah, we'll dig even deeper into this next week, because I think we left a lot of meat. We left a lot of stuff here that we can address that will further help people. But yeah, making sure both decision makers are there. There's a strategy for that. Rich says, I don't want anybody. I want families that don't blink on paying what my program's worth. Yep, I agree. You do charity classes for disadvantaged families, but that's not the business. Absolutely. Yeah, the business we are in is helping people achieve, helping people have a better outcome of who it is they want to be. Every parent has the kid they have. It's not the kid they want. And that's not to say they don't want their kid. It is to say they want more for their kid. And martial arts can do that for them. And that's why it's worth a lot of money. Master Jones had to run. Great. Roman dropped in here the link where you can schedule, for you guys that are not yet clients, and there's a couple of you in here, if you want to schedule a one-on-one call, hit that link, find a time that's available, and let's have a conversation about some strategies that would help you grow. Because there is the saying that I've said forever, and I can't lay claim to it, but I will certainly embrace it. And that is that you are either green and growing, or you're ripe and rotting. There is no in between. Either moving forward and progressing and growing, or people go, well, I'm just going to maintain this now. That's never worked for anybody. It does not work. You're either green and growing, or you're ripe and rotting. So let's make sure we're not the latter. So if you want some one-on-one help, book your call with that link. In the meantime, Master Fontanez, I'll talk to you at 3:30, sir. And Master Gartland, I know you had some specific questions. I'll reach out to you about that as well. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Beautiful. Seafood Cup, thanks for being here, and everyone else as well. Have a wonderful day.